I'm very happy to announce you that the European Days of Jewish Culture and the Paideia Mifgash program have joined forces today this year to promote the work of Paideia alumni, the Jewish Studies Institute in Stockholm in Sweden, where actually many of us here today have had the great honor of taking courses. Additionally, we aim to expand the network of European Days of Jewish Culture organizers with fresh and innovative event ideas. For this, we have Agnieszka Baraszko, Golan, Tsdaff, and Uriel Aiskovich. Agnieszka Baraszko, project manager and recruitment officer at Paideia, is a dedicated educator who leads Hevruta training sessions and lectures on Jewish folklore. She is an active member of the Stockholm and the Gdansk Jewish communities and holds an MA in Spanish literature and language, actually. Golan Tsdaff, alumni from Paideia, is an educator and community leader based in Brussels that brings his passion for learning to the classroom as a dedicated math teacher. He also serves as the administrator of the International Jewish Center in Brussels and actively contributes to local community initiatives. And finally, Uriel Aiskovich, with a background in political science and Jewish studies, is deeply involved in promoting social dialogue and cultural understanding. He has founded several organizations dedicated to using art to dismantle prejudices and has been actively involved in teaching and community leadership roles over 15 years. Currently residing in Berlin, Uriel is pursuing rabbinical studies while conducting research in biblical studies and Jewish theology. Together, they bring a wealth of knowledge and experience to our collaboration, and we are very happy and thrilled to have them aboard. Agnieszka, Golan, Uriel, thank you for being here. The floor is yours.
Thank you so much, Federico, for such a nice introduction. And let me just say, it is a great honor to be here, to be partner of EDJC, and to work together towards the revival of Jewish life in Europe. As Federico said, I'm a project manager and recruitment officer at Paideia, the European Institute of Jewish Studies in Sweden. And today, together with my lovely friends, Uri and Golan, we're going to be talking a little bit about our joint project called Paideia Mifgash. But before that, let me just briefly introduce you to Paideia, our work and our mission. So Federico, with your permission, I will share my screen. Let me just see if that works. I hope you can see my slides.
Perfectly, thank you, Agnieszka.
Thank you. So here we are. So Paideia's mission is to actively promote the renewal and flourishing of European Jewish culture and intellectual life, to support cultural diversity and to disseminate humanistic values. We're dedicated to the revival of Jewish culture in Europe, and we educate leaders for Europe, academicians, artists, and community activists towards fluency in the Jewish textual sources that have served as the wellspring of Jewish civilization. We are an institution that is Stockholm-based, but we do a lot of online projects as well. And just to give you an idea of what kind of projects we deliver, I went ahead and listed some of them. The biggest one would be the one-year Jewish Studies program, and this is an intensive 10 months academic program running since the very beginning of Paideia. That is focused on, that's the academic program focused on primary Jewish texts, educating future activists and leaders. And the second biggest is the Paideia Project Incubator, a 10-day summer program for activists and innovators supporting the development and new projects and initiatives for European Jewish lives, totaling over 220 projects throughout Europe. And I would not be a good recruiter if I didn't mention that for both of them, we do have an open recruitment right now. You will find also the Baltic Jewish Heritage Study Program, Paradigm Program, and cultural events as a work of Paideia. But our biggest work that we do is obviously supporting our alumni. And within alumni development, we do have alumni conferences that we organize every year. And of course, the Paideia Mifgash project that we have a pleasure to work together with EDJC and the National Library of Israel. So let me tell you a little bit about what is Mifgash. So Mifgash is a series of pop-up events that take place all over Europe. And the project is dedicated to strengthening the presence of Jewish thought and culture in all its aspects, to building bridges and the exchange of ideas at the local and pan-European level. Mifgash aims to promote the diversity of Jewish life and to encourage and empower Paideia alumni to grow as local activists. And all Mifgash events are built around one common theme that serves as inspiration. So last year, we launched a pilot version of Paideia Mifgash with a theme of belonging. And in 2023 edition, we had the pleasure of organizing the event in 12 different locations that gathered more than 400 participants total. And for this year's edition, the theme is relation, family, and beyond. And in 2024, 13 event leaders, Paideia alumni, has been elected to take part in Paideia Mifgash project. As I mentioned before, our lovely partners are the EDJC, here represented by Federico, and the National Library of Israel, represented by Olga. And thank you so much again for being partners with us. The structure of Mifgash is as follows. So each meeting is divided into 3 sections: Hevruta study, Q&A meeting, and cultural performance. And I believe more about that will tell you my lovely colleagues, Golan and Uri. I'll just finish my part with giving you some contact details to Paideia in case you want to stay in touch with us. And with this, thank you so much for listening to me. And I give the floor back to my colleagues.
Do I go ahead? Okay. So hi, everyone. My name is Golan Tsdaff. I'm very happy to be here. Networking actually really helps my work, and I think a lot of ours. A few words about my background. I grew up in that city that is so central to Judaism, Jerusalem. And I moved to Belgium 3 years ago. I came for a university program, but I stayed for other reasons. One of the reasons that I stayed, one of them, is this lovely, wonderful Jewish community that I found here. And I became the administrator of this community. My background is indeed in education, as Federico mentioned. I was a math teacher. I did mostly high school and adult education. But I still work as a teacher part-time, but I bring education into my community work. I want to tell you a tiny bit about our community, and then I'll elaborate on the Mifgash that we are having. I'm going to try to share my screen. Tell me if it works.
It works.
Can you see International Jewish Center?
Yes.
Okay, because I'm having 2 screens now. So this is the community name, International Jewish Center, or we just go for IJC. In the picture, you see our superstar rabbi. Maybe some of you know him, Rabbi Brian Doyle Dubry. We are a liberal Jewish community in Brussels, English speaking, which Belgium traditionally does not have a large English speaking community, but because Brussels has so many expats living here for the international institutions that we have here, there are a lot of people away from home. And that's part of our motto. We are a home away from home as a community. We are very happy to have interfaith couples, people who are interested in Judaism, who are interested in conversion. So we are a relatively open and inclusive community. Just a few pictures to tell the story of IGC. We have the regular religious services, social, cultural activities, educational ones as well. And if you join our community and you're in a diet, it's going to be more challenging. But I think that's the case with most Jewish events, right? We always have good food in Jewish events. I'll just mention before I talk about our Mifgash that we also do the Neighbors Project. Maybe some of you know it. There are 8 different synagogues in Europe who take part in it. We bring school kids to the synagogue to get acquainted with what a synagogue is like and to talk to a trained guide about misconceptions and prejudices. The conversation is open and friendly. And of course, the aim is to counter anti-Semitism. We're very happy with this project. And it's coming up this Sunday. We're going to do the Mifgash, thanks to Paideia, much appreciated. I was in Sweden at Paideia last summer for the project incubator, and I met Tali Gross there. She lives in Amsterdam. She's a musician, and she's going to come and she will give the cultural portion of the Mifgash. The theme, it's called Wisdom and Melodies because it sounds nice. The core of the theme is really connecting to our elderly, our ancestors, seeing what kind of values and heritage we receive from them, and what kind of legacy we want to leave behind. I do have a special interest in working with our elders or connecting the different generations. So this is in the background of this Mifgash. We will have a performance by Tali. She shares her personal story with her struggles and her overcoming challenges through her connection to her Jewish heritage. She brings her guitar and she sings, and she gets everybody to sing with her. She's like magic. So I recommend inviting Tali if you have the chance. We're gonna have 3 speakers. Of course, the rabbi, one of our members who is also running the Hebrew school will do a meditation on connecting to our ancestors and the message that they bring to us. And the ex-president of the community will share a Jewish tale and his thoughts about it. This is with much thanks to the National Library of Israel that provided us with content. We will also have a worksheet where in small groups, people will be asked to think about some challenging questions related to legacy, ancestors, and values. I think I covered it. And if anybody is in Brussels or in the area and want to make it coming Sunday, I'm very happy to welcome you.
Patrick will come.
Which Patrick?
Patrick, show yourself, Patrick.
Well, you can send me a message on the chat or just go to our website, igc.pe, and send me a message on the email. Very happy to have you join us. Any questions or?
Thank you, Golan, very much. Maybe let's hear Uriel's preparations for his event, and then we will have a minute for questions for the 3.
Okay, thank you so much, Agnieszka, Federico, Golan. I'm glad that, yes, everyone is involved there. Very glad to be here. I'm very thankful to be here. Sorry if I'm a little tired. I am now with some jet lag in Buenos Aires in South America, but I still wanted to to connect and be part of this. I will try to focus in what is our proposal for Mifgash, that we had the blessing for receiving the support, and also thanks Olga, that also was working with really interesting material. With also another colleague, I am also like Golan. We are graduated from the last year incubator from Paideia that we truly recommend everyone to be part. And with Noelia, we tried to design an event that we called Abdallah and Wine. And the idea is that in our liberal communities, maybe not so traditional, we have very specific rituals that everyone knows and are involved and are there, like, for example, the Hagim, Shabbat, and those things. But the Abdallah, maybe in the youth groups, in the Mahanot, the Jewish camps, is something important, but in some way, if in the liberal communities, is something that is missing. So what we thought about is to recreate this opportunity of the Abdallah and make something meaningful, relevant, and in some way different to what the people are used to. And in this case, the event is to mix a musical Abdallah with an experiential wine tasting, an experiential situation connected with the wine, because for our Jewish tradition, and with some difference with other traditions, the wine is something important. So we thought, okay, how we can engage maybe people that are not most of the time engaged in the traditional communities, going to an event that can be on Saturday night, that if a community is a Shabbat keeper, we can take pictures, we can use music, we can connect, we can use the different resources, and also having as a complement of our other meaningful Jewish moments, the moment of the Abdallah. The main idea is that this event can be in some way replicated in any community, in every place, and the topic can be changing. In this case, we had a first pilot experience. We had some of the Paideia participants last December in Valencia. Here is Agnieszka. I saw that is connected also Wanda and Dani. So we had a network, we are sharing many things. So for the first experience, we take the topic of tango and Judaism. And for this event that will take place in Berlin, in Frankenlufer Synagogue, the 6th of April on Saturday, it's gonna be related specifically about wine. So we will have in different fields the experience about wine that of course will include tasting and enjoying the wine, but with the help of Agnieszka and Olga, we are preparing a Hebruta a study session related with the role of wine in our tradition, and we hope also to be able to organize an exhibition with some not so known and old material that was found in the Israel National Archives, a kind of exhibition where we can see this unique material about the relation of wine and Judaism, and how in some way culturally and as identity used to be important for us. And of course, the main idea is to be connected with community building, to find a space that while the people, we will start with the Abdallah, and after the Abdallah, the people will taste the wine. With the wine, we will have some like games for creating conversation, the people to meet each other. We will have our Hebruta moment. You will be able to see the exhibition, and the idea is to try to find a model that can be replicated and can be also bring to other communities, and of course hoping that with a lot of you working together it can be improved. So that's the main idea of our next event. If some of you are gonna be in Berlin, 6th of April, Frankenlufer Synagogue, a really nice synagogue in Kreuzberg, you are more than invited, and hopefully also that in other parts of Europe we can continue exploring with these kind of events. Mm.
Thank you very, very much, Uriel. Thank you, Golan. Thank you, Agnieszka, for your ideas. I think that all those ideas can be sparks to think about activities for the European Days in September. And I would like here to invite all of the organizers that can be in Berlin or in Brussels, or actually in any other city where a Mifgash event is happening, to attend them, since they will be reflecting and using the theme of family for those activities, and can be ideas for your activities as well. Also, feel free to contact Agnieszka if you are interested in more information about Paideia's courses.